Hey, how's it going? Just want to go over a few stocks that are going to be on my watch list for May 8th so far. I'm sure there's going to be more, but first up is WKHS. It has had two big green days, which isn't the greatest. It's pretty hard for these pieces of shit to continue going north from there, but we'll see. We'll take a look at the daily here. It did hold. It held the 50 obviously from down here. Next stop up is the 200 moving average, but I mean that's way up there, so there isn't much in the room of resistance. You got first resistance, except for natural resistance of your whole and half dollars. But the next major one is the 200 at 550, but I mean that's way up there. Next, we got 625, and then 750 something. So I mean, there's tons of room on this. I mean that's definitely a good sign. Let's look at the intraday now. Uh, had a couple really nice spots to get in. I didn't play this. Kind of wish I had. I was away most of the day at a doctor's appointment, so I missed a bunch of plays. But a little red to green move. It's not a true red to green. I like the red to greens on the actual previous day close, but this is a pretty good indicator of this blue line is where it opened up. So it opened up at 310. It kind of dipped down a little bit, and then as soon as it breaks that, good drive up. And if you missed that, you could have got in on this little flag, which would have been all right. Get over as soon as it breaks that, especially reclaiming VWAP. That's always a good sign. And you had a really nice 30% move and $1 on a $3 stock. I mean that's massive. Take a bunch of shares of that, fuck, you're rolling. So there's that. I'll be looking for a red to green. I always like those. But like I said, to get 3 days in a row green on these stocks, it's pretty hard, but it's definitely worth a watch. Next up is DAIO. We'll take a look at the daily here first. Beautiful daily chart. The volume here at 750,000, it's not a lot, so I'm hoping more volume will be coming in, but it's safe enough to take a few shares at it, right? So we're into 2-year highs now. Yeah, almost 2-year highs. It's over the 52-week high range, so that'll bring a lot of traders in, especially over the weekend doing their scans. Another really good indicator here for this one is it dipped. When it dipped down, it dipped right on support, and I love seeing that. So there's going to be lots of support for that. It topped out at the almost just under the whole dollar range of $6. So that's good. It's got nothing but blue skies ahead of it. I mean, there's nothing in the way. Even going back further, 2-day chart. Next stop is the weekly chart. I mean, we're going back to we're just about coming into resistance in middle of 2011. So I mean, it's got nothing but blue skies ahead of it. Like I said, I'll be watching for a red to green move on that as well. I do love those. It's always such an easy way to get in. We'll take a look at the daily now for today, which doesn't really matter because it's the first day of the 52-week highs. You got that little move, and very low volume. That's way too low volume. You can see the lull in the afternoon. There's nothing going on, and with only a 5.6 million in float there, it could be scary. Shit like that can drop out on you with very low volume, but it's definitely worth a watch come Monday. I do like it. Next up is ZNGA here. Let me clear all this shit here. I don't really like when they move like this. It's got a massive float on it. 775 million in float is huge. That's not my type of play, but The daily chart looks really good. It's breaking out again. 52-week highs, which really seems to be just rocking right now. We'll put in some lines here. It's breaking those levels here. And that's its breakout point. It held that all day. That's good. It had a really strong close. I'd be looking for a little bit of a dip in the morning, and I'll throw up a trend line to show you what dip I'm watching. I'm going to watch it to come down to about the 317 area. If it can hold that trend line, within a couple cents, you always got to give it a little bit of wiggle room. You're laughing, and it should take off from there. So it's the first screen day, so it should have more in it. But look at the volume it took to move it. 42 million shares traded. That's a lot. It's because it's such a high float. Too bad it wasn't a lower float, but can't win them all, I guess. But it closed at its highs from the morning, and it's held that. So I mean, that's always a good sign. So again, those are just a few of the stocks I'm watching. This yellow line here is that trend line that I threw up. So I mean, as long as it holds that, I'd be looking more so if it held this area here. It's got to hold that to really be interested. It could have a quick red to green, pull back a little bit, pull back to the 314, 315 area, and then ramp up from there, especially if it breaks these highs here of 323. It could rock on from there. So anyways, these are just a few of the picks so far. Like I said, I'm sure there's going to be more. I can do up another video, but yeah, that's it.